What's going on, guys? ChaseWins.com coming back to you for another video for Saturday, the 18th of September, Week 3 college football action. Still Friday night. Well, say still Friday night. Last time you saw me was earlier this morning. Now we're sitting at about 9 o'clock tonight. Well, just after 10 o'clock now. Still on the road, but almost back home now. So wanted to come back to you with another dog of the day play, just like I promised earlier. But I'm going to give you one official dog play, and then I'm also going to give you two leans, we'll call it for now. But first and foremost, guys, as always, if you are new here or you are not yet subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell when you do. That way you are notified the very second that a video goes live or that we post anything. That way you don't miss anything or catch it late and not have time to play one of the free plays that we give out. And you can be a part of any of the action we give out, because if we do a video and we post it on YouTube, you can rest assured no matter what the video is about, there will be at least one free play in that video always. So before it gets too late, or before I get to the point where I just don't feel like doing one anymore, I wanted to make sure that I got you a free play for Saturday. What we've got going on for Saturday, since we can't recap the free play in the last video that I gave you because it was earlier today and it was for a Saturday play, we'll go ahead and recap what we can so far for tonight to let you know what's been going on. We still have some MLB ongoing, but as of right now, I can pretty much see what is most likely to happen. A couple of games just ended. I know Jerry, he had the over in the UCF and Louisville football game tonight. I don't think that game is finished just quite yet, but it's already gone over the total. So I know that he cashed his NCAA play. Now, as far as our NCAA play, it's still ongoing. Last I looked, it wasn't quite at halftime yet. As far as Major League Baseball goes for Friday, 4 plays released by me. I had one game that last I looked was in the 8th inning. Wasn't finished yet, but it wasn't looking good. And that was the Pittsburgh Pirates game where we took the over. And it wasn't because they weren't generating hits. It wasn't because they weren't swinging. But by God, there was no base running and they were not getting runs across the plate. So that one is probably going to be our lone single loss in Major League Baseball for today. As far as the other plays go, we had the Boston Red Sox on the run line. Last I looked, that was going into the 9th. So they were 3 outs away from handling business there. And so with that, that was our top play for the day. Boston Red Sox minus 1.5 on the run line. Another easy Major League Baseball winner. And most importantly, another top play winner. The other 2 games that we had that were a little bit later games, didn't start till just after 8 p.m. were the Seattle Mariners minus $1.20 on the money line. Why I got so much hate on that play is beyond me. The game is more than halfway over. Seattle's been controlling from start to finish. So if they lose this game, it would be a complete late game fluke. It would be, it would take more than a miracle for Seattle to lose this game at this point. Obviously, I can't say for 100% that it's a winner, but obviously you can go back and check by the time you're watching this. Seattle Mariners minus $1.20, the play that everybody seemed, I shouldn't say everybody. I had about a dozen people either email or DM me telling me all the reasons why I was wrong on that play. And 2 people even tell me that I might be the MLB king, but tonight they're fading the king and they'll cash in because of it on that play. Sorry to tell you, king wins again. Unless something very strange happens and what little bit of that game is left, that'll be another, not just winner, an easy blowout winner. And then we also had over 8.5 with the St. Louis Cardinals. That game hasn't quite gone over yet, but with the time left in the game and only being a run away, that game should cash. It would be, again, one of those things where it would take a miracle and then some for, with the amount of offense that's been generated thus far in the game and how much time's left, for one run not to cross the plate from now until the end of the game. So it looks like, unless something very strange happens, that it's going to be another fantastic day in Major League Baseball. 3-1 with a top play winner. There he is. Another winning day, and most importantly, another day of great profit. Because in the end, that's all that matters. Profit and profit only. That's it. So now that we've got that out of the way, make sure, if you have not already, jumped on my game of the week as well as Jerry's game of the week. Two different sports. I have an NCAA football game of the week. It is a 12 noon Eastern time game. So it is a game within the earliest of games. So don't wait until noon to try to go buy it, because it will come down off the site a few minutes before noon, just to be safe, to ensure that we know whoever has purchased it not only was able to view it and had plenty of time to make their wager before the game kicked off. That way they can't come back and say, oh, I bought it too late. It doesn't take 40 minutes to place a bet. So make sure you get it. And not only that, still at the time of recording this, because I checked right before I started recording, I'm actually surprised at the fact that there has been no line movement for pretty much every book across the board. William Hill has not moved. I saw the line move by a half point at Bet Online, which again, that was just me checking everywhere that I possibly could, offshore, in Vegas, just to see if anyone had line movement compared to anywhere else. Besides that one book, every single book, especially what we use, William Hill in Vegas, where we use real Vegas lines, the line is exactly the same as when we released it Thursday afternoon. I hope that it stays the same leading all the way up to kickoff. But like I said in the earlier video, I would be very surprised for this game not to move a half point to even a full point across the board, no matter what book you use, leading up to game time. The most likely scenario being within the few hours from about 9 a.m. to noon, Eastern time, obviously. That's when I see the most potential for line movement. Now, again, I don't see it moving so much that even if you did get that half point or point, that it still wouldn't be worth playing. I don't see that type of line movement. But you always want to make sure you get the best value that you can, no matter what you're playing and how much you're playing it for. Now, Jerry's game, league play in soccer, the Soccer King. He has a game of the week going as well. His is, I think, a 3 o'clock game. So you want to make sure that you get on well before then. Again, because it will come down a few minutes before that game starts. So you have a few hour window in between my game starting and his game starting. To make it easy on you guys, because we know that most of you prefer it this way, the rare times that there are multiple games of the week in two different sports where we have something like myself and Jerry having a game of the week on the same day or within 24 hours of each other, where we will do a combo pass where you can make one purchase but get both plays. That is on the site right now. You go to chasewins.com, go to the purchase tab. The very first thing you'll see is Chase and Jerry's Game of the Week combo pass. That's one purchase, and purchasing that one package gives you access to both my Game of the Week as well as his Game of the Week. Keep in mind, when you make that purchase, when you go to your members area, when you log in, you'll have a link to click to go to my play, a separate link to click to go to his. They're not posted on the same page. So don't look at my play and then go, well, I don't see Jerry's, so I'm immediately going to email in. No, go back to the previous page, find his link, and click that. If you have already purchased my play, or you purchased it before his was released, you can go below that combo pass and you will see links to buy just my game of the week and just his game of the week. They are labeled accordingly. So if you've already bought mine and you bought it before his was released, go jump on his before lines move with his. If there were to be any line movement, get that wager locked in, ready to go, so you do not miss out. Or if you just prefer to purchase them separately, you can. And yes, when mine comes down tomorrow just before noon, his will remain up for 2 to 2.5 hours past that, for the ones that still want to sign up there towards the end before his game starts. But it will come down, like I said, about a half hour before the game actually goes. So either way, whether you want to purchase one, each one of them is $50, or you can buy the combo for $99, make it easy, just do one purchase. But what we are doing is, whether you buy them separately or whether you buy the combo that's one purchase to get both, each play comes with its own pure profit guarantee. So each play comes with a 3-day all play, all sports guarantee, which means it has to win, or else you get 3 days of all premium and daily top plays in all sports. No questions asked. If both plays win, which they will, you won't have to worry about that. If one play wins and one play loses, obviously, we'll still give you 3 days for that one loss. If, God forbid, the sky falls and both were to lose, you're going to get 6 full days. And there you go. But add one thing added to it. If that were to happen, and I'm so confident that that's not going to happen, that if, God forbid, both of these plays were to lose, not only will you get the 6 days, I'm going to give a 7th free day to make it rounded out to a full week of service, premium and daily top plays in all sports, just because I know it's not going to happen. So keep that in mind. But it's on the site now. Go get it. While you're there, jump on a 3-day, 7-day, or 30-day pass, whichever you prefer, so that you can get all of the premium action going all this weekend. College football from myself, college football from Jerry, Jerry's soccer, my Major League Baseball. You got Sunday NFL action from Jerry, Sunday NFL action from me. Again, soccer, as well as my MLB. There's so much going on over the next 48 hours. If you're not on board, especially with what we've been doing this week, turn profit every single day, have killed every single top play, and getting ready to cash in 2 more Game of the Week plays after last weekend, cashing in an NCAA football Game of the Week as well as an MLB Game of the Month. You hate money, period. I don't know what else to tell you guys. Jump on board and stop missing out. Stop wasting money on services that are going to split you even or lose you money, and then make up some excuse as to why their algorithm failed you. I hate people that use the word algorithm when they cannot spell it, nor could they give you the definition without Googling it. Algorithm. Give me a fucking break. Get with somebody that actually knows what they're doing, a service that actually has a background in these sports, that actually has the track record to back it up, and that will actually make you money if you're willing to follow the picks and follow how we say to bet them. That's all you need to do, guys. But on the 30-day passes, like I said, what we were running it through tonight, so I'm just going to run it one more day because I'm doing this video early again. On the 30-day passes that are both on sale, the standard 30-day pass or the 30-day all-access pass that will grant you access to all games of the week, month, and year in all sports, you buy a month at a discounted price, you can get an additional month free. But before you make the purchase, you need to DM me or Jerry on Twitter. I'll put the Twitter handles in the description. DM either one of us and say, hey, this is who I am. This is my username for the website. Or if you don't have one, say I'm a new customer, whatever. We'll help get you set up. And I want the 30-day all access, or I want the 30-day standard pass. Tell us which one you want, and we will give you detailed instructions as to how you can make that purchase and get a full second month added on absolutely free. Can't beat it. That will run through Saturday after that deal is gone. Let's get on a couple of free plays. First one, I could probably talk about this game for 30 minutes, so I'm going to spare you that, even though I know some of you like that. But Nevada coming in to Manhattan, Kansas to take on K-State. Right now, K-State is catching 3.5. I've even seen a couple of 4s out there. But right before this video started recording, I checked William Hill. It was still at 3.5, and that's when I placed my wager. Kansas State catching 3.5. I'm sorry, that's just, there's no world where that makes any sense. Now, if you look at just this game on paper and you take away what conferences the teams are in at what level of, university they actually are when it comes to their football program, I can see why Nevada would be favored in just a quick look on paper, but not by 3.5. The most I could give them is a point to a point and a half. But then even using the rule of thumb in college football as the home team, you typically 2 to 3 points, that would still swing it back in K-State's favor. That's not even taking into consideration the fact of, while K-State is nothing to write home about, nothing to brag about, nor a team that's going to make noise on a national scale, if and when they ever do, it's very short-lived, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. You're talking about a Power 5 team, be it is the Big 12, doesn't matter. Big 12 have some of the best fans in the country. You have places like, or at least for now, Oklahoma, Texas, Texas Tech, Baylor, West Virginia, K-State. These types of teams versus your Mountain West type of teams. Your Boise's, which I don't want to use Boise as an example because they're an exception to the rule, even though small stadium, horrid blue field. But Boise is one of those teams, and Air Force, you give them that too. But your Nevadas, your UNLVs. If it was basketball, it's one thing. But in college football, this is a whole different animal where your home crowd, or at least the types of crowds, whether it be home or away, that you are accustomed to playing against, that means something. I'm sorry, but you playing at home, or you going on the road to UNLV, or even Boise or Air Force or something like that, is nothing compared to, or that could prepare you to go into a place like Norman, Oklahoma, to go into Manhattan, Kansas, to go into Ames, Iowa, to go into Morgantown, West Virginia, to go into all these powerhouse Big 12 football schools where you're going to have tens of thousands, anywhere from 60, well, except for Baylor, but usually 60 to 100,000 drunk, screaming football nuts. That means something, guys. And I'm sorry, that in and of itself grants K-State an additional 2 points based on whatever line you want to come up with from the get-go. You take that and just the home field, and then throw into the mix, who do these teams play on a week-to-week basis to give them preparation, not just for what's going on this year, but for, the years leading up to it, to get you into preparation. Who comes in with the advantage? The Big 12 team that plays against, true FBS schools, or Nevada? If I have to answer that for you, find another hobby. This isn't something for you. Every single line that I can come up with, when taking everything into account and still giving Nevada the benefit of the doubt, has K-State favored every time, and the least amount of points is K-State by 2. They're catching 3.5. Like I said, a couple of 4s in one spot. I'm taking 3.5 with K-State all day long without question. And I also, because better than the last pick that I gave you, better value on the money line, plus $1.40. I also took the money line. Didn't take it for quite as much, little bit less to, obviously because we're getting plus money, but I took a money line play as a completely separate wager. If K-State doesn't win this game outright, I don't believe they cover. I believe that they cover and win outright. That's how I see this game going. My prediction is K-State wins by 9+. We'll see what happens there. But it's going to take Nevada everything they've got, a mistake every time you turn around from K-State, and a completely lifeless crowd for Nevada to walk into Manhattan, Kansas, and walk out victorious just because they've played better. But against what? Give me K-State, give me the points, and give me the money line. I like that play. That's at 2 p.m. The other ones I want you to look at, one of them is at 4 o'clock, and this is a game that, again, it's a lean at best, but this is a live dog here, a live home dog, and that's, I hate saying it, but Duke catching 3.5 to Northwestern, live dog. Duke, again, this is kind of a little bit of an overreaction. Look at who Duke lost to. You're going to look at one of those teams that they lost to in the last 2 weeks and go, oh my God, they lost to the 49ers? Oh my God, they lost to a team that a few years ago didn't even have a football program? It doesn't matter. That's not a bad team anymore. That's a team that, while they can't hang most weeks, they will give average Power 5 teams a run for their money week in and week out, and they'll snag a couple of wins in the process, one in which they've already done so. I think that Northwestern, coming off of that huge hype from last year, and, the coach and what he's done, I think it's great. And I think Northwestern is destined for bigger things, not big things, but bigger things than what they have had in the past, especially within the Big Ten. And I've said the same thing about Maryland and Indiana in the last 2 years, and that has come true. And I think that those schools will keep going. Northwestern will always have the harder time recruiting the top talent, be at a better school than pretty much all of the Big Ten schools outside of a couple. It's not a football school or a athletic school in general that's going to attract talent more so than, your Marylands, your Michigans, your Ohio States. Those types of teams will always beat them out 9 out of every 10 times. Northwestern, again, I don't think they're a bad team. I do think they are the better team than Duke. And I think they are by a significant margin. But I think this is a slight overreaction. This should be closer to a pick'em game. And I think with a team, kind of with blood in their eyes after getting smacked around by somebody they certainly didn't expect it from, I think they're coming out looking to smack somebody around and getting to do it with a team that didn't have a lot of time to prepare for Duke, nor would they need to, because it's kind of at random that they're playing each other. I think we see a live dog situation here. Same situation with Kansas, Nevada. I don't think that Duke covers but loses the game. I think they cover and win outright, or they end up getting beat by potentially double digits. So again, right now, at this moment, it's a lean at best, but if you wanted some fun money on Duke, take Duke plus 3.5. And again, I've saw a couple of threes on some offshore books like Bovada. If you're getting it at 3, put a little bit less money on it, or bump it up to $1.20 to $1.25 and get that hook in there for plus 3.5. But again, it's a lean at best. Little bit stronger of a lean, but this is a game I'm going to dig deeper into. This could end up being a bigger play later on. 10-15, BYU catching 4.5 with Arizona State. This is another one of those games where Arizona State's going to come in off the road and win by double digits. If that doesn't happen, BYU not only covers, they win outright. This is a game where this is kind of an overreaction to the way Arizona State came in with a lot of hype. They played well. BYU has been kind of all over the place. And I think this is more of an overreaction to Arizona State's returning a lot of people and a lot of key positions, whereas BYU had to release a lot of key position veterans, and they're putting in either rookies or people with a lot less experience at that key position than Arizona State has because of what BYU lost after last season to the NFL, to graduation, to the Mormon church, whatever it was. They lost a lot of key pieces. What I don't think they're getting credit for is they reloaded fast with talented people. Yes, it'll take time for them to truly come into their own, but I think that they're more complete than most anybody's giving them credit for. And I think that Arizona State is a bit overhyped. And this is a game where if both teams come to play and give it everything they've got, I think home field makes an advantage. And I think the defense overall will be the difference maker in this game. And I side with BYU on that. You're going to give me 4.5 points. into what I truly think that come week 6 will undoubtedly be known by the world as the better team, I'm going to take BYU in that. Again, that's a lean at this moment. I want to dig farther into that line, into the game. It could end up being a premium play later on. And if you just had to sprinkle some fun money on something else, that Charlotte team we just talked about a second ago, where I mentioned them there in a second, just for a second, in another game we were talking about, the one that upset the school they shouldn't, they're catching 5 points to Georgia State, who just got blown out by North Carolina, rightfully so. They also got blown out by Army, rightfully so, but a lot worse than they probably should have. Charlotte is still not being given the credit that they should. They're more serious than people are giving, than people are taking them. Same thing happened with Coastal Carolina and Liberty. It took till week 8 last year for people to go, holy shit, these teams are the real deal. Charlotte's not there yet, but if anybody is not considering them a team that will at least give you a fight, then you have not watched or you don't even understand college football. That's a team to pay attention to. There'll be times to take them, times to fade them, but that right there will be one of your top 10 money makers this college football season if you follow them and you play them at the right times. Mark my words. Charlotte +5, again, I don't love the matchup because you have two fairly even teams, but two teams that are so completely opposite. That's where I think the problem's going to lie in really capping this game, is because in one hand, you've got a team that can ground and pound and another team that relies on the air and couldn't do anything on the ground if they wanted to. So in that regard, it's a little bit harder to cap it as a premium play. But at the very least, I'm taking Charlotte plus the points because the numbers back it up every time. So there is your 4 plays, guys. Your official premium play, your official free play is going to be K-State plus 3.5 over Nevada. And I think they went out right. I also recommend sprinkling a little bit on the money line. Your strongest lean of the bunch is BYU plus 4.5 over Arizona State at home. And then your 2 leans, your smallest of the leans is Duke plus 3.5. And then Charlotte, little bit stronger than the Duke play at +5 over Georgia State. 4 plays. Go get on the games of the week. Go get on a 3-day, 7-day, or better yet, a 30-day pass, because you can get the extra 30 days and come join us in the winner's circle. I love you guys. We'll see you back for Sunday and a big NFL, MLB, NASCAR, the whole 9 yards. Be ready for it. We hope to see you there. Love you guys.